Hi everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new McFarlane Toys Medieval Spawn figure. So before we take a look at Medieval Spawn, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, you get your standard Spawn base, but he stands very well on his own. He's a pretty hefty figure, so I was surprised at how well he balances. Up next, he comes with his hammer, and this has some very nice sculpt detail to it. The sculpt detail to the handle, the intricate sculpt to the hammer itself, that looks really good. And the silver plastic has some brown color mixed in with it, making it kind of look a little rusted. That looks really good. And then on the end of the hammer, you get the Spawn logo right there, looking very nice. The one bad thing about this hammer is you can see it's a little warped because I had him holding it in one hand, and it's kind of made of the same material that Shao Kahn's hammer is. So yeah, this will definitely droop. I do wish the handle to this would have been sturdier. Sometimes figures benefit from using soft plastic like for swords and stuff like that, but for hammers like this with an end that's going to be a little bit weighted, you definitely want a firmer plastic. And finally, he comes with his sword, and again, it is sculpted very nicely. You get some nice sculpt detail to the handle there, you get some runes sculpted there on the blade, and it's cast in that silver and has that brown mixed in with the plastic, and that looks very awesome. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. So taking a look at the head sculpt or helmet, it looks very nice. That silver that McFarlane Toys used for the faceplate right there with that black wash over it looks very nice. The eyes are also done in a very bright green when you have the right lighting on it. It almost looks like they're glowing. I love that green that they use for the Spawn eyes. That looks incredible. You get some intricate sculpt detail there on the neck for his chainmail armor. I was impressed with the sculpt of that. Would have been nice if they would have printed some silver over top of it, but man, it looks very nice. You also get some very nice sculpt detail to the shoulder armor here. I do think it'll benefit from a black wash. I'm definitely going to do a black wash once I'm done with this video. On the left side of his shoulder armor, you get a really cool skull sculpted in there, looking very nice. You get some really awesome sculpt detail to his armor. You get some very intricate details to his armor. I was surprised at the amount of detailing in this armor. Having it in hand, the detail on this is unreal. It definitely needs a wash to bring out those details nicely, but the sculpt detail to this is phenomenal. On the arches, you get some texturing, some scuffs. That looks amazing. On the forearm armor right here, it is done in a very nice soft rubber material so it doesn't hinder the articulation, but it is not the right color. It should be red. I don't know why they chose to cast it in this color instead of red. That's kind of odd, but it still has some great sculpt detail to it. Just definitely needs to be red. It's kind of weird that they made this armor red right here and this that weird like grayish silver color. He has a very awesome skull there with some chains attached. These are just rubbery chains. Would have been nice if they would have been real chains, but yeah, I wasn't holding my breath on that. But anyways, they look very nice. Even his tunic has some incredible sculpt detail to it. It's done in bronze, and it looks like it has a dry brushing of silver over top of it. Which, if I remember right, that's actually accurate to how he appears on the cover. Bjorn Barons did the cover. I can't remember what issue it is. It's like issue 3 something. But yeah, that looks really good. And it has a very nice wash to it. So that surprised me. Of course, he has that big boot that Spawn characters are known for, and it has some awesome sculpt detail to it. With all those spikes coming out, the skull there on the knee pads, that looks really good. And as you can see, this is hollow on the inside and a squishy plastic. That way the articulation isn't hindered. Even though they wouldn't have had to, you can see that there's actually chainmail sculpted there on the shin. So I appreciate McFarlane Toys going the extra mile there for detail that you really won't even see because the foot will be like that. Just like with that forearm armor, these should be red. So yeah, this is definitely going to need a little repaint. Like I said, it's very odd that they chose to cast these in silver instead of red. Odd design choice, but a simple repaint will fix that. And here is his cape. His cape is textured so nicely. The texturing on this is amazing. It looks really good. You can see the skull clasps right there. And the weird thing is, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be up here if I remember right. I think they're supposed to connect all the way up here. But still, this looks really good. Has some nice wrinkles sculpted on and some incredible texturing. So now, let's go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look up just about all the way. He can look down all the way. There's enough clearance in between the armor that you can get him moving down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball jointed shoulders that can only move out that far. The shoulder pads do hinder it. I kind of expected that just because of how bulky the shoulder pads are. He has very nice butterfly joints, swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows that can bend in all the way, ball jointed wrists that can move up and down very nicely, and spin all the way around. As I said, this is very soft so the articulation isn't hindered. He has a ball jointed diaphragm and waist that can move back all the way, can move forward very slightly, can move side to side up here very slightly, and side to side very nicely down here. He has hips that can only move out that far. The tunic does hinder it, so he can't quite do a complete split. He can kick forward that far. He can kick back that far. He has a very nice thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that can bend back all the way. And ball jointed ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, spin all the way around, and toe articulation that can move up all the way. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to Medieval Spawn 2, and I absolutely love this figure. This is one of the more statue-like Spawn figures. I actually do have the first Medieval Spawn, but I couldn't find it for this video. But at least I did find Medieval Spawn 2 here. Here he is next to Spawn. Here he is next to She-Spawn. Here he is next to Gunslinger Spawn. Here he is next to Haunt. Here he is next to the Platinum Redeemer. And finally, here he is next to the Bloody Violator figure. So overall, I would highly recommend picking this up because this is one of my favorite new Spawn figures. He is a very hefty figure that has tons of incredible sculpt detail. He could have used some additional paint in some areas, or some correct paint, I should say. But that is still a minor gripe because this is an amazing figure. It might be, I don't know, this might actually be in my top 2 or 3 new Spawn figures. So definitely pick this up. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.